it trying to...
Oh, he's trying to, what is he trying to do?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is creeping us out already.
And I had the urge to like wave him down when he was coming in.
You guys, this is creepy. It's like I'm being driven around by a ghost person. It's a little terrifying. It is definitely a strange feeling having no one in the driver's seat. The wheel is just spinning. It's turning on the blinker. It's stopping at all the red lights.
It's driving like you always hope your Uber driver would.
This is so weird. I'm not getting used to this.
Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning, y'all.
If you have been following along, you know that last week we headed out west in our RV and have been having a blast exploring the desert. But we just made the quick drive from Bisbee up to Phoenix.
But you know, when we arrived to Phoenix, one thing just immediately caught us off guard. We pulled up next to a vehicle and there was no one behind the wheel. It was driving itself, you guys. That is, of course, because Phoenix is one of the cities that Waymo operates in. If you're not familiar with them, they are a level 4 autonomous vehicle company, which basically means that absolutely no human is required to be behind the wheel operating this vehicle. So here is the plan today. We are going to park our little Suzuki Samurai in this random parking lot, and we are going to travel around the city of Phoenix using only Waymo cars to get around. We want to spend the day doing it so we can really get a feel for what the experience is like. You know, is it affordable? Is it safe? Is it going to turn into maximum overdrive where all the cars come alive and then they slowly enslave us? All right, the time has come. We're gonna go ahead and call our first Waymo ride.
We're not quite sure if they're gonna actually pick us up here. I think they kind of tell you sometimes to go to specific pickup locations. We just assumed a big parking lot. They should be able to find us pretty easily,
I guess
right?
So.
And
you say they should be able to find us as if it's gonna be a human.
Although there might be somebody in the front seat. Apparently every now and then there's somebody in there who's just monitoring. You're supposed to ignore them.
We're hoping that nobody is there because I feel like that's just gonna be awkward.
It's gonna be very awkward. For our first stop, we thought we'd put the Waymo to the test, and we're gonna go right downtown. There's a little breakfast spot called Ingo's Tasty Food, and it is in a very bustling part of downtown Phoenix. So it looks like it's saying it's gonna pick us up at this exact spot, although it also says Walmart, which is way over there, so.
Yeah, so sometimes you have to kind of like walk to the pickup spot from what I understand, but it says, I mean, it's put the pickup spot literally like right here, I think.
Okay, do I request?
Yeah.
All right, it looks like our Waymo is booked. I think they're finding a car for us right now, so pretty similar to Uber. Somebody has been found. It looks like 9 minutes away. Find your car faster. Tap to change your car's dome ID. Oh, it's gonna say ER for Eric, I guess?
Then how do we unlock it? Do we use the app or something? I guess we'll find out.
Oh, it literally says unlock with the app at arrival.
So you can see down here it says car waits 5 minutes, so it tells you how long the car is going to sit there. Sometimes it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, I think. If it's a less busy place, then it can wait up to 5 minutes.
Ooh, we just got the notification. 1 minute to pick up. Oh, is it trying to...
Oh, he's trying to, what is he trying to do?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is creeping us out already. That is trippy.
I don't know if he was trying to pull into a spot, and I had the urge to like wave him down when he was coming in.
That was very strange to watch. It just kept feeling like there was a person inside the car and we couldn't predict what they were doing, but he just kind of wormed his way over to here. And the first thing you notice is all the spinning sensors. Sensor there, sensor there. Very futuristic looking. Now what do we do?
All right, I guess it says I can unlock it with the app. Unlock. Oh!
Right. Oh, look, fancy door handles came out.
Okay.
You can't really see because of the frame rate, but it says ER for Eric up at the top. Why, hello, stranger.
Good to see you, Eric.
Oh, it talked to me.
Did it?
Yeah, it said, good to see you, Eric.
Oh, it's like I'm getting into a spa. It's playing fancy music. Oh my gosh. The front seat's all up. I've got all this room back here.
Very simple design, huh?
Yeah, there is like a sunroof, but it is unfortunately obscured by the huge freaking cameras and contraptions up there.
All right, we are inside. So there's a handy little button that says start ride.
It looks like you can also start it back here. You can start it in the app here.
Okay, and blast off.
Give us 1 minute to cover a few riding tips.
That's creepy.
This experience may feel futuristic.
It's like I'm being driven around by a ghost person. Oh my God. It's a little terrifying.
all the driving, so please don't touch the steering wheel or pedals during your ride. Microphones are only on when you're connected to rider support. So sing your heart out. We can't hear you.
So right now it's going through this whole tutorial telling us how the whole thing works. Like, it actually reminded me to put my seatbelt on. It's saying how they are filming you while you're in the car. So there are cameras, I guess, up here and probably in other places, but they're not actually recording audio unless you connect with the support.
It's kind of creepy. You think you want the future until it comes, and it's a little terrifying.
It is definitely a strange feeling having no one in the driver's seat. The wheel is just spinning. It's turning on the blinker. It's stopping at all the red lights.
It's driving like you always hope your Uber driver would.
So I guess that's one of the big selling points about Waymo, is that it is a little bit slower, and that's because obviously it's going to obey all the traffic laws. It's going to go the speed limit, but in that respect it should theoretically be safer because you don't have the volatility of the human element. For some reason the windshield wipers are on. It's kind of strange, huh?
Oh, it rained yesterday, but not today.
So the display is super simple. It shows your arrival time, kind of similar to a Tesla. It shows basically what the car is seeing. So you can see all the other little ghost cars around it. You can see the route that it's driving, the road. There's a little button to pull over. So I guess that's like a emergency button or something like that. And then support. I wonder what this does. Ooh. We got music, route view. In an Uber, you have to use your phone to see all this stuff, but it's really cool that it's just right here on the display. You'll notice we are not driving on any highways, and from what we can tell, the Waymo, at least when it has passengers, does not ride on a highway, which is weird because we have seen Waymos driving on the highway, but maybe they just don't do that when they have passengers. And they have another screen in the back with all the same controls as the one up front, so the people in the back aren't left out. The Waymo car is all electric, so it is a very, very quiet ride, huh?
So quiet.
It's like dead silent.
Yeah, we're just realizing it's our first time, I think, ever, at least mine for sure, in a Jaguar.
As far as the layout of the vehicle itself goes, it is very much like a normal vehicle. You've got your little control center here where you can control the temperature and all the normal stuff that you would see on a dash of a car. It even has the brake and the gas pedal, just like a normal car, which I'm pretty sure you could override at any point, although you are not supposed to. It says right here, keep your hands off the wheel. The Waymo driver is in control at all times.
Yes, and they have a zero tolerance policy, so if you mess with their controls, you're out of here and you're never coming back.
You know, the first time I can remember ever really seeing or thinking about a self-driving car was in Total Recall. You remember the Johnny cab?
Oh my God.
But it's funny to see like what their vision of the future of cars would actually be, and it's really not that far off from what this is. The car in Total Recall was very futuristic. This car is very futuristic looking. Of course, the Johnny cab had a driver in it who didn't have any arms and didn't really serve any purpose other than to make small talk. But what do you think? Do you prefer not having an actual human driving?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit nicer, especially because this is a 35-minute cab ride we're taking. And if you get a driver who's super chatty and you're not in the mood, you don't have to make small talk the whole way.
We've also had situations where we've gotten off of really long haul flights. We're horribly jet lagged. Sometimes we're sick. Then the cab driver is trying to make small talk with you and you just end up feeling really bad the entire time. So at least you don't have to do that with this guy. This is so weird. I'm not getting used to this. We are about 10 minutes or so to our destination. The ride has been just incredibly smooth. We're only going about 12 miles or so, I think. And
so.
It's taken how long? Like
35 minutes.
35 minutes. So it's slow going, probably 2 to maybe 3 times longer than what an Uber would take. I feel like that's mainly because obviously you're obeying every single traffic law that there is, but you're not getting on the freeway. There's actually a freeway right over there, and we could zip right to downtown if it went that way. But I guess for now, you gotta stick to the regular old city roads.
I'm impressed. It's like zipping around slow people and merging and switching lanes. It is actually trying to be pretty efficient.
See, it's stopping right now because, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a guy pulled over on the side of the road messing with his truck. So it just really delicately drove past him. That was really well maneuvered.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the only thing they're missing is they should give them each a little personality and name.
Well, I was pretty happy that it greeted me when I got in, though. That was pretty neat.
Almost there. Don't forget your phone, keys, or wallet. You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
So it said pull once to unlock and then pull again to open? Okay. Well, that was pretty chaotic. Well, it pulled over right in the middle of traffic on a very busy street. We had a line of about 4 cars behind us, but nobody honked or anything. They were very patient with the Waymo.
This whole town knows that honking will get you nowhere.
Yeah. I just got the app pulled up and it looks like you can rate it just like you do with any other rideshare app. I think that was a 5-star ride. Oh yeah, top marks all around. No complaints here. Apparently you can even leave a comment. They just sent me the receipt, so we traveled about 13 miles. It took 34 minutes, and it was about 25 bucks. We spec'd out the same ride on Uber, and it was about $10 cheaper, so maybe not the most cost-effective option, but I'm sure over time the cost will come way down.
We just arrived at Ingo's, and I guess we are in the financial district of downtown, and boy oh boy is it hustling and bustling.
Yeah,
Oh
it reminds
God.
us of when we lived in San Francisco, because we worked in the financial district.
Yeah, we worked right downtown, and we were doing this every day, running out for lunch with all of our coworkers.
I got the most delicious breakfast burger, which is basically just cheeseburger with an egg on it.
I did a rice bowl, which is a lot more lame than you, but looks good.
All right, our little Waymo road trip is off to a pretty good start. And we got a couple of delicious iced lattes too.
Yay. Coffee, the future, good food, all good things.
We're just kind of exploring this kind of little downtown area on foot, and we've seen a lot of Waymos. We've probably seen like 6 or 7 so far in like 5 minutes.
They're everywhere, and we found out that they've actually been going around the city since 2017, I think, is when they first started popping up.
Yeah, Phoenix, I think, was like the pilot city or whatever.
We had no idea.
In fact, there's a little Waymo car right there. There he goes. You guys, they drive really well. Like the way they handle pedestrians and stuff, and the way they kind of like meander in the intersection just long enough. It's pretty impressive.
It is time for our second Waymo ride of the day. This time we're going a little further out of town. We're gonna take a little hike up at Echo Canyon. It looks like, oh, it's gonna be another 30-minute.
Yeah, and it's gonna cost the same, about 25 bucks, huh?
All right, and I will request the car. Hooray!
And with how many Waymos we've seen driving around this neighborhood, I think it's gonna be here in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it says 3 minutes this time.
Stop waving to the robot. You can ride up front this time, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Here we go.
And
Hello,
blast
from
off.
Waymo.
Hello.
As we get going, just give us 1 minute to cover a few riding tips.
Check it out. You can even move the display so you can see kind of like all around the car. This is like God view or something.
It is like we're in a video game.
It's so weird how he just randomly changes lanes, and I guess he's just preemptively knowing, you know, that a turn's coming up or whatever his next move is going to be. It's basically just like a human who's watching navigation.
I guess you could say they know way more than we do when we're driving.
You've been waiting for that one, haven't you?
That's obviously why they called it, right?
That's a good
called it
one.
Waymo.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Doing a great job, Waymo. I love him. Or her. You know, either way.
Vehicle approaching.
It literally told us that a vehicle's approaching over there. It told us to watch out for it. That's amazing.
We had our Waymo drop us off a little northeast of the city, and this is Camelback Mountain we've come to do a little hike. We're only a little bit of the way up, and so far the views are excellent.
Very cool. But half of this hike is moderate, and the other half that goes over there is apparently like double black diamond.
They say extremely difficult.
But we'll see how far we get.
Yeah, but I think you can go all the way to the tippy top.
But this is one thing we absolutely love about Phoenix. It is surrounded in every single direction with amazing nature, mountains, rivers. It's incredible. And best of all, we don't have to drive ourselves back.
Nope.
We just get to fall asleep in the back of the Waymo.
How many people do fall asleep in there?
Oh yeah, then what do you do?
Do they start yelling at you if you don't get out?
Yeah, that's a
like
good
it's
question.
a nice like, Allison, welcome. And then Allison, get up. Allison, get out.
Get the f out. So all of this is the Sonoran Desert. Apparently it is huge. It stretches all the way down into Baja, California. Did you know that the saguaros are only found in the Sonoran Desert? I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
Yeah. And check this one out. It's so old and it's gotten ripped open here and it's kind of petrified. This is hard like a tree. It's like bark. Wow. And then it's perfectly healthy up at the top. I don't know how they work. This is how it's been the entire way. Pretty vertical stuff. But we're almost at the top.
We have been assured that the top is right around this corner.
Yeah.
And I sure hope so, because there have been like 5 times we were like, let's just go.
Yeah.
But dang it, we're here and we're doing it.
All right, so let's get up there so we can get back down there. Although the views, I mean, come on, look at this. Pretty intense. Back in my skateboarding days, I probably would have just done a board slide all the way down this.
No, you would not have.
Yeah,
I
look.
am thinking, what if I just...
All right, rail slide. There you go. See you at the bottom.
It's the last thing Allison ever did. All right, we booked our final ride. It was supposed to take 30 minutes to get here, but it ended up taking more like 20, which is a nice surprise. I think, oh, he's right there.
We're way outside of town too.
Yeah, so I understand that it takes a little while.
Have you gotten used to it yet?
I think so, you know? It was kind of freaky at first, but now it's pretty chill. I'm really enjoying the Waymos. I hope they make way more of them.
All right, you're not allowed to do it anymore. So there are 6 levels of automation. The Waymo is level 4. It starts at level 0 though, which is 0 automation. That is basically driving in our Suzuki Samurai. It has 0 features whatsoever. Every single thing that it does is manual.
It has a CD player now, so...
That is true, but that was an aftermarket upgrade. Level 1 is driver assisted, so basically a normal vehicle that has like adaptive cruise control or something like that. Level 2 is partial automation, which means the vehicle can steer and it can accelerate, but it still requires a human's attention at all times. Level 3 is just a step above that, obviously. It's where the vehicle can do every single thing itself, except it still just requires a human's attention. But that brings us to level 4, which is what we're experiencing right now. This is where the car does everything, but does not require a human to actually be behind the wheel and ready to take over. But in certain circumstances, like bad weather, it does require a human. So I don't know what happens if it starts raining or if it's really foggy or I don't know.
Yeah, does everything come to a halt?
Yeah,
They just
I
say,
don't
get out, please.
And then there's level 5, which is a vehicle that can drive in any situation, doesn't have a steering wheel, it is just a shuttle and it takes you from A to B. I don't know that there are any true level 5 vehicles out there, and I think we're probably pretty far off from having a lot of those, but level 4 will pretty much do everything you need to do. I mean, look at this. This is a Robotaxi. It's driving me anywhere I need to go in Phoenix. It's truly an amazing experience. How is it that this vehicle can drive itself all around Phoenix in so many different changing conditions? Well, the first thing you notice when it pulls up is that it is covered from top to bottom in sensors. First off, it has a LiDAR sensor, which just spins like crazy and makes, I guess, a map of the surrounding areas. Then it has radar sensors. Then, of course, it has cameras just all over the thing. But when you put all of that together, the car is essentially seeing way better than even a human probably sees. And that's probably why ultimately it kind of drives better than your average human, I'd say.
So unlike an Uber or cab, there's nobody up here to clean up in between rides. So what is their solution? Well, if you make a mess and you report it, they charge you only $50 to clean it up. If you don't report it, they charge you $100. And then if you violate it again, they charge you the full cleaning costs and then they might ban you forever.
But only $50. Like, if you throw up in the car or something, I mean...
Maybe there's a sliding scale, just
Yeah.
depending on how gross
I don't know.
you are.
You are not allowed to drink any kind of alcohol or do drugs in the car, but there's nothing that says you can't be inebriated before you get into the car, so...
Yeah, so this is the ultimate way to go out and have a good night, because then you get in and there's nobody here to judge you or try to interact with you while you're vibing.
Goodbye, little Waymo. We enjoyed our time with you. It was a very awesome experience. Okay, better shut the door. Oh, did it tell you to shut it?
Yeah, he yelled at us. Got outside speakers, apparently.
Oh, yeah. On the other hand, you've got this. Back to level 0.
Aw, manual in every way.
Yeah. I guess if that's Waymo, this is way less.
Way, way, way less.
But it's a lot of fun. Y'all, this guy just drove up and stopped while we were filming, and he was like, was that car driving itself?
He said his friend was convinced he was just high, and he's like, no, man, I swear, there's nobody in the driver's seat.
And then he said, well, I am actually high, but I swear. So, yeah. At any rate, he was blown away by it. I guess he'd never seen a Waymo before, but...
No, I mean, we hadn't either until we came here. You guys, I've been texting my friends and family all day from inside the cab, showing them what it's like to be in a driverless cab, and everyone has had the same response, that it is absolutely terrifying, that they don't think they could get in it, and that their anxiety would spike too much.
I never even really thought about that.
No, I didn't either. So what about you guys? Would you take one of the Waymos?
Yeah.
I mean, we survived.
It was really fun too.
It was great. You just can chill the whole time. You don't have to interact with anybody or think about anything. You can get work done. You can have a conversation. It's pretty cool.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm convinced at this point, self-driving cars are the future.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the feeling that pretty soon these cars are gonna be everywhere.
And it's funny, spending the whole day in a self-driving car, you just start to look around and wonder why every other car isn't like this. It's so much better to just be able to sit back, relax, and basically be chauffeured around by a robot. Alrighty, well, I think that is it. We have got more adventures to come though, so stay tuned.
Goodbye, adventurers.
Is that because it's a robot taxi?
Yeah, I'm a robot person now.
We will see you on the road. Robots don't really do that.
No,
Okay,
it's too
whatever.
advanced.